Years later into the future, the world's technology will have become more advanced and augmented reality eyepieces will be created. This eyepiece allows users to play video games, communicate with friends, watch news, use the internet, and much more, and they can control it with their brain and eyes. This augmented reality eyepiece turns life into a game that makes life more interesting, especially for those who are mentally unhealthy. This device has also become very helpful for Patrick, a guy with agoraphobia. Patrick is afraid of leaving his home and going to places that can set him into panic, embarrassment, or anything else that is unpleasant. Due to this phobia, Patrick is always afraid of talking to people. So when a delivery guy arrived with his order, he scanned through the door to watch the delivery guy, telling him to put his order in front of the door and leave. Once he was sure that the delivery guy was gone, he rushed to get his order from outside before immediately closing the door. While eating, he was watching the news and looking through the posted pictures of a girl named Emily Wilson. Later on, Patrick is seen lying on his couch and using a script prompter to promote and sell the eye drops created by Aqua Clear, the company Patrick is working for. The next day, Patrick took a sedative pill before going on a realistic video call with multiple people. It is a support group where agoraphobic individuals open up about themselves and get as much help as possible. A while later, while he was in incognito mode, he heard his doors unlocking, and he hurriedly covered himself up. A girl named Angela entered the room, seemingly only caring for his home, but when she got into the restroom, she stole a sedative from Patrick's cabinet and transferred his credit to hers before leaving. For the next few days, Patrick just stayed inside the house, playing, eating, and sleeping. While in a bathtub, Patrick received an invitation for a high school reunion. Patrick declined the invitation, just like he's done with all the other invitations he's received. He then sees his pictures in the throwback gallery and sees how happy he was when he was still living outside the comfort of his own home. He checked his former schoolmates' profiles and saw how successful they already were in their own lives. Panicking, Patrick went to take his sedatives in the cabinet but then realized that they'd all been emptied by Angela. He tried to call Angela, but the girl wasn't available. He then checked his prescriptions and panicked even more when he saw that he had reached his monthly quota. So he decided to buy more medicines, and the digital assistant showed him a route towards the nearest pharmacy as he needed to get the medicines in person. Patrick puts on a hoodie and wills himself to leave his home. He anxiously walked towards the pharmacy, getting scared of everything around him. He passes by a video of a guy endorsing a suit and seems curious about it for a while before going back to walking in fear. Not being able to handle the stress anymore, Patrick kneels down on the floor, holding onto the stairs railing for support. Back at home, he was in another meeting with the support group. He told them what happened when he went outside, and the group's other members seemed happy about it. But Patrick wasn't. He could still feel the anxiety he felt when he was outside and ended up venting his anger on the support group members, which resulted in arguments. Patrick leaves the group and silently weeps on the floor. His cries were cut off when he received a call from a man named Alex, the guy on the video that he passed by earlier when he was outside. Alex witnessed his panic while he was walking outside and decided to call Patrick to offer help. Alex showed appreciation for Patrick's collection of computer games and even agreed that the agoraphobia support group is not really helpful for Patrick. Seeing as Patrick enjoys video games, Alex handed Patrick a mysterious key, stating that it would update Patrick's augmented reality eyepiece and help him with his worries. After Alex left, Patrick used the key given to him, and a virtual door appeared in front of him. He entered the door and saw that it was actually where the new update was located. He saw different categories in the room, such as drugs, games, software, and what seemed to be a remote control. He saw the word refresh showing above the control, and he clicked on the control. Suddenly, his eyepiece started blinking, and he could see his own profile. He then saw that an AI component was being installed into his eyepiece. When it was done, he saw a huge skill tree containing all the things he could and could not do. He clicks on hygiene, and a game starts where Patrick is urged to tidy his home in an interesting way. Patrick cleans up his room while a game is playing to make cleaning seem more interesting for him. It served as a good program, as Patrick was clearly happy. When he woke up the next day, he had unlocked Tier 1. Patrick started enjoying doing things he was too afraid or lazy to do. To make things more fun, Patrick also accrued points just by walking around. It was like his life had turned into a whole game that would actually help him develop himself. One of his tasks is to run down the street. Patrick gathered his courage and started running. Afterward, Patrick is seen resting and eating while looking at Emily's profile again when Angela, her sister, calls him, worried about his condition. Patrick reassured Angela that he was fine, but she kept on talking, so while she was talking, Patrick bought a conversation pack that would help in conversing with people. The next day, he fixed himself up and approached his front door, where a virtual sword and an adventure awaited him. He took the virtual sword and shield before going outside. Patrick was killing virtual monsters on the sidewalk when he saw a new task telling him to get inside a barber shop. He peeked through the window and was nervous when he saw a girl by the counter. He was offered another conversation pack, and he decided to buy it so he could keep up a conversation. He entered the barber shop and talked with the girl by the counter. He had a script prompter and other tasks that would help him keep up the conversation properly. He sits in the barber's chair to get a haircut and a beard trim. While talking with the hairdresser, Patrick checked his social data while talking to the guy using a script prompter. And just like that, with the help of the AI guiding him, Patrick got the guy to like him. When he was done, Patrick was amazed at his new appearance and took a picture of himself. Feeling a surge of confidence, he left the barber's shop with a smile on his face. He received a notification from Emily Wilson and saw that she liked the new profile picture that he doesn't remember posting. Patrick was confused but was still happy to see the likes he gained from his new profile picture. Patrick is looking through his skill tree when he sees a locked lie detector skill that would help him know if someone is lying to him. Patrick bought it and was met with a refresh message afterward, telling him to buy a new outfit. He bought a new outfit and went out to also buy a car. The seller approached him and recommended the car to him, but Patrick noticed that the seller was lying about the car's price. He used his skills and bought the car. He drove it, with the AI helping him enjoy it more by making him play a racing game. The night came, and Patrick was checking his social media account, where he saw the new picture he posted gaining a lot of likes. Patrick was annoyed when he saw Angela calling him again and rejected the call. He went back to checking his posted pictures when he received a notification that Emily had commented on his post, complimenting him for being such a talented artist. Patrick was so happy to see Emily's comment, as he had been crushing on her for a long time. He was in bliss for days because of Emily's comment, and he even decided to acquire the skill Love Potion, a skill that would help him make someone see him in a different light. Weird things seem to be happening to Emily after Patrick acquired the Love Potion skill. Everywhere she looks, she is reminded of Patrick. The sky was telling her to give love a chance. And the billboard was telling her to call Patrick. It reached the point where she even mistook a random guy for Patrick. Meanwhile, Angela arrived at Patrick's home only to see that Patrick wasn't there. She went to his room to see if he was there and found the skill tree still open on the ceiling. Patrick is running another marathon uphill. After his run, he overlooked the whole city when he saw a missed call from Angela and a new message from Emily. He read Emily's message and saw that she was asking if he was attending the reunion. Emily was in her studio, making herself a coffee, when she received a reply from Patrick. The two of them messaged each other, and Emily was entranced when Patrick sent her a live stream of where he was. Above the hills and overlooking the whole city. She then invited Patrick to go to a new light festival exhibition with her, and Patrick accepted it, screaming in happiness afterward. When he got back home, he saw that Angela was lying on the couch. She was intrigued by the sudden change in Patrick's life and how he seemed to be a lot more confident compared to the last time she saw him, which wasn't long ago. She interrogates Patrick, asking him what's going on with him, but Patrick is getting annoyed, and the AI isn't helping. The AI instructed Patrick to tell Angela off, which Patrick did. Patrick told Angela to stop caring about him and to mind her own business. Upset, Angela turned to leave, and the AI instructed Patrick not to let Angela leave while angry. Patrick did as he was told to do and apologized, trying to explain, but Angela still walked out anyway. The next day, he prepared for his date with Emily. He went to the light festival and met up with the girl. The two of them happily greeted each other and were catching up. Emily held Patrick's hand and led him to the balcony to show him the starry nights and a demonstration of the evolution of their location over the past billion years. Patrick covered his eyes because of the blinding light. And when he opened his eyes again, he saw Emily holding a tiny ray of light. Patrick held it in his hands, and the ray of light disappeared. Then Emily pulled him out of the balcony. They now sat beside each other, just talking about life. That's when Patrick admitted that he'd been cooped up in his home for years because of his agoraphobia. Patrick opens up to her about the day he and his parents got into a car accident that killed both of them and left him traumatized. While he recovered physically, it seems that Patrick never really recovered mentally. Since the accident, Patrick has stayed within the four walls of his house, with so little contact from the outside world. The accident scarred him inside, and he developed a fear of leaving his home and risking himself out there again. Patrick then confesses to Emily that he's been in love with her since high school. Emily admits that she knew about his feelings but decided to just ignore them. She, too, wanted to try things out with Patrick. So to gain each other's trust, Emily took off her augmented reality eyepiece and asked Patrick to do the same so she could see the true color of his eyes. In fear of losing the AI's support, Patrick refused to take off his eyepiece, even though the AI itself instructed him to do what Emily told him to do. Disappointed, Emily walked away, but Patrick called out to her to apologize. Emily agreed to meet up with Patrick for the reunion again before leaving. The next day, Patrick was happy that he got to be with Emily again during the reunion. He brought several skills that would help him impress not only Emily but everyone at the reunion. Patrick was excited as he prepared himself for the reunion, but just as he was ready, the AI malfunctioned, and he panicked. He fell to the floor, bruising his eyebrow in the process, and was relieved when he saw that the eyepiece was working again. When he used the eyepiece, he realized that it had gone back to normal and he couldn't use the AI anymore. He checked what happened and found out that the AI was actually reported and blocked as malicious. Patrick discovered that Angela came over during the day and was the one to block the AI. Enraged, Patrick looked for a sedative as he waited for Angela to answer his calls. When Angela finally answered, he yelled at her and asked her why she had blocked the AI. Angela answers that she was just worried for Patrick. Patrick was putting all his trust in the AI, spending all his money on it, and slowly ruining himself because of it, so Angela decided to block the AI to help her brother. Patrick took sedatives but was still panicking when he received a call from Emily. He declined the call and decided to join the agoraphobia support group session to look for Alex, whom he thought was a member of the support group too. It was then revealed that there was no Alex in the support group. Alex was actually just a virtual character designed to promote and sell AI to those in need. Realizing that he wouldn't be able to get a hold of Alex, Patrick just left the group session and received another call from Emily. He took another pill of sedatives and answered the call. Emily asked her where he was, as he was supposed to pick her up. Emily was upset as she thought Patrick wanted to stand her up after what happened the other day, but Patrick assured her that he just had a tiny problem and was still going to pick her up. Emily dropped the call, and Patrick hurriedly drove to where the reunion was taking place, taking too many sedatives on the way. Despite his bloody and intoxicated state, Patrick still went to the reunion, vomiting on his way to the bar. When he entered the bar, he called out to Emily, who was sitting and talking with another guy. The people around him gave Patrick odd looks, while Emily was worried when she saw the state that Patrick was in. She asked him what happened, but Patrick was in a panic, trying to explain to her and prove that he was not afraid to take off his augmented lenses for her. Emily tries to calm him down before excusing herself to go to the bathroom so she could wash herself as Patrick's vomit got on her. Before she went to the bathroom, she told the guy she was talking to, Zach, to watch Patrick for a while. Patrick got jealous when he saw this and tried to stop Emily, kneeling down to take off his lenses in front of Emily, who seemed embarrassed by his actions and just went to the bathroom without responding to him. Zach, who is also Patrick's former classmate, recognized him and made fun of him. Zach then offered to take Patrick home while still laughing about him, which only infuriated Patrick, who tried to punch him. Zach dodged him, and he twisted Patrick's arm behind his back, leading him out of the bar when Emily came back. Emily saw what was happening and called for Zach's attention, asking him what he was doing to Patrick. While Zach was distracted by Emily, Patrick took this as a chance to hit Zach on the head with a bottle. Zach lost consciousness and started foaming in the mouth. After what happened, Zach fell into a coma, and Patrick was arrested. Before he was put in prison, Patrick had to go to the psychiatric clinic first. In the psychiatric clinic, the doctor suggested that Patrick join a new experimental program instead of the usual method of helping psychiatric patients. Patrick agreed and signed a contract. Then the doctor installed a new augmented reality contact lens. For weeks after he got arrested, Angela finally visited her brother, whom she found staring at the wall in a cramped ward. Patrick noticed her and hugged her, feeling happy to see her sister. Angela apologized for visiting late, but Patrick reassured her that it was fine. The next day, Patrick woke up and started doing the tasks given to him. Unlike the AI, which would give Patrick experience points after a successful completion of tasks, this new program reduces Patrick's imprisonment day after a successful completion of tasks. Despite being imprisoned, Patrick has never felt happier and more free than he ever did inside the prison. Patrick didn't have to do things to gain other people's approval, and the prison and the new program are actually helping him develop himself and become a better man. Thank you for watching, and please watch the other recap movie on our channel.